Hey guys, my name is Alexandra. I'm a customer success executive and the host of Customer Success Therapy podcast, the podcast that goes beyond framework and strategies, where we uncover some uncomfortable topics about the customer success, such as churn, cross-collaboration with other departments, economical shift that is happening right now, and many, many more. So, welcome to the Customer Success Therapy podcast, the place where we listen and don't judge. Hey guys, so in today's episode, we will uncover some interesting topic. We will deep dive into the sales and customer success relationship, and we actually will find out, do sales and customer success are friends actually? I personally believe that sales and customer success are frenemies. And why is that? Let's go. So first of all, I think that the issue with sales and customer success is because customer success is a relatively new job. That's it. Why? We all know that because actually the customer success as a job was born only when SaaS was born. Before that, we had customer experience, customer service, account management. And sales. The sales job is actually exists since ancient times because it's old. There is a lot of people in this field. There is already a lot of resources, techniques, frameworks, strategies, and perceptions. And not only perceptions, but people who believe so much in sales that they are pushing the narrative that sales is one of the most important departments and jobs in every organization. Is it true? Well, I would say that I believe that actually company and the business is a team sport, unless you're individual consultant and you need to sell your service. Other than that, especially if you're in SaaS, yes, sales are important, but so as marketing and product engineering and customer success and also operations, finance and other departments. So can we actually place in SaaS the sales on the first place? I don't think so, and I don't want to do so. And I hope that you also would agree with me. Even though the sales is already with us million of years or thousand of years for sure, it's still the hard job. It's difficult. Yes, I mean, if you, a CSM or any other person who ever touched sales, you understand how it's hard. In retail, in SaaS, in every other field. Why? Because first of all, you need to speak to unknown people. And you need to make sure that these people will trust you and buy the product. Without this, you can't earn money. And going and speak to the unknown people with confidence, it's a lot of resources, mental, physical. It's a lot of training, different techniques, always remembering whom you speak to, what to do, what's your next step, do the pitches, and all of this. It's hard. We in customer success on the opposite side, we already have the customer. And even though we don't know personally this customer, we already have this layer of trust that has built by salesperson. And I believe we should be grateful for this because it's much easier already to communicate with someone who already gave your company a little percent of trust. Maybe not 100% at the beginning, but at least 40 to start this process. So, no doubt, sales is hard. We accept it and we know this. But sales in SaaS is even harder. Let's be real. I personally had experience of selling in SaaS. And when only we also hired 2 more salespeople, I immediately was like, oh, I can go to my customer success job now. Ask why? Well, because I think I just not built for the sales job. And that's it. SaaS sales are even harder. I don't say that other sales in other industries are not hard, but because I'm a customer success and we are talking about the SaaSes, let's focus on this. So yeah, SaaS sales are hard. And which with each year, it becomes even harder. Do you remember COVID times? Wow, that was crazy. And now, after COVID, after invasion of Russia to Ukraine, after Israel and Palestine war, now AI, everything becomes much harder, and the sales also. And no doubt that the economical shifts that are happening right now also affect the salespeople, because basically their salary in most percentages is depends on their quota and on how much sale they did. And it's always been like this. But the thing is that everything becomes harder. And I think we need to accept how hard the salespeople are really trying to go and call to the prospects or going on the demos, pitching the same stuff over and over again, even when the product is not delivering, when marketing is doing a bad job, and when customer success can't keep the customer. Yeah, let's be real. We also do our job, and sometimes we don't do this good. But the sales and customer success beef has been a long time. And I would say that it's bad. It's bad. And why I decided to uncover this now? Well, first of all, because right now I'm much more in content creation. Of course, I have been following all different influencers. And by different, I mean from product, from marketing, from sales, from customer success, operations, the content creators that create the content for CEOs, and so on. And you know what's interesting? What was the thing why I decided to create this episode? I've understood that about sales and customer success relationship, usually write customer success. Sales teams seems are not bothered to make our collaboration work. And that's sad. It's sad. Yeah, it's really sad. I've been trying to remember all my years in customer success when I was a CSM account manager. No matter. And this collaboration with sales, only customer success or customer experience or post-sales team are interested in this. And I hope that in the future it will change. So let's get back why it's all happened. So first of all, I think that sales had the kickstart when the SaaS became a thing. Why? Because usually, they were pretty together. SaaS started existing, and the people who created their first SaaS companies as Salesforce and others understood, okay, we need to sell this thing. And they started selling. But when customer success became a thing, you will read it in most of the articles and the books. The customer success became a thing when investors, CEOs, and other people in SaaS realized that sales can't do both jobs. They can't deliver the business goals of existing customers and track them and make sure that customers are happy. So that's how the customer success was invented. And I think that this already became a layer, a start of what this relationship was looking like. Yes, it's like when you've been assigned an assistant to do some of your job because you can't do this, because you're doing some much more important stuff like selling, and someone who needs to care of your other unimportant tasks I don't say that customer success is not important. It's very important. My customer success is my religion. But that's the vibe that I'm getting from all of this and how it started. And I think it's sad. It's sad that it didn't started when people sat in 25 years ago and they like, okay, we will start some new business and this is the main departments that we will need. And it's sad that customer success was not the initial department. Initial departments were product engineering, marketing, sales, and then all others became a thing. operations maybe also, because they need for the business. Someone needs to understand how to open the company and do some calculations of the revenue. But yeah, I think it's a little bit sad that it started that way, and the way how it started affected the sales and customer success relationships. So when I was preparing to this episode, I was everywhere. I was in comments of people under the posts. I was on Reddit. And also I remembered my own experience with sales. So do you know how usually regular salespeople view customer success? I think you do. Yeah, usually they think that we are the victims, that we are usually complaining a lot, that sales did this, blah, blah, blah. And usually sales are rolling out their eyes and thinking, oh, why they can't keep the customers? Why they keep pushing me to log some notes from the meeting? Are they just can't and go and ask this customer? They already our customer. Sounds familiar? I bet. And do you know how customer success views sales? On Reddit, there is this big group about the customer success, and I love it because it's very honest and authentic. Usually customer success, and I think it's true, view salespeople as liars because they experience so much problems with customers after the deal is closed. Do we know why is that? Because we don't receive enough information from sales. Sometimes we understand that actually somehow it happened that customer has different expectations from what the product actually look like. And it's very sensitive thing. It's very controversial thing because we can't be sure unless the call is recorded what's actually happened. And not all calls are recorded. And even when they are recorded, it's very hard to go to the sales and tell, hey, looks what happened. How we will deal with this? Because salespeople don't want to deal with this. They think, I don't need to deal with this. It's already a customer. A customer is a job of customer success. And this is where all the problems starting. So I think that in all of this stuff, leadership should be involved. And when I say leadership, I'm not saying that we need to place sales and customer success under the VP of sales, CRO, or whoever you decided to name this person. I believe that first of all, let's agree. And I think for the better, for the good, it's better for the customer success and sales to be different departments under different people. Maybe someday it will happen that there will be so much alignment that marketing, sales, and customer success will blend and it will be one department, or where people are collaborating under one goal to acquire the customer and maintain it, but not now. Okay? I understand that there is different organizations that they're different by size, but I think when you already crossed 150 employees or 100, you already need to separate them. Yeah. And second of all, we never place sales under chief customer officers. We always place customer success under VP of sales, head of sales, CROs, CFOs, CEO. It's very rarely, but it happened. Why is that? It's like, again, we're getting back into this story of how it started. Like we're an appendix to the sales, but we already are not. There is so many reports of McKinsey, Harvard, whoever, that are proving that retention of the customers are important. And now in the AI era, it's even more important because sales starting to slow down. I just realized I have one person who actually leaded both sales and customer success, and her title was Chief Customer Officer. It's one of my best friends. Okay, it was one of the things, but in most scenarios, it's not. And that's also where the conflict is starting. Because even in my experience, you come to Chief Revenue Officer and you say, hey, first of all, the corporate game is in. You can't say, hey, we have a problem with sales. This is where we experience this problem. can you help me to solve this? No. You need to go to whoever lead the sales team and start collaborating with them. We've noticed this. How we can help you to do your job better, or to get the sales notes from the call better, or how we can work together so the salesperson can help to save this customer after 1 month of experience with us and they already want to churn. Have you ever noticed the salesperson come to the customer success executive and said, hey, I have been on this executive meeting and I noticed our churn increased a lot. I think we need to sit down and see why it's happening, how I can help you to solve this. Is it something we're doing wrong? Do you believe how many problems in SaaS was solved if this was a thing? So why it's not the thing? I think because leadership are not pushing and are not helping the salespeople to also understand the customer success part of the job and how they are also involved. And that the thing is they can't be only hunters anymore. They can't only sell and don't think about what's happening next. And actually, I think that probably in SaaS, you never had this. So you never should allow sales to think that they can sell and forget about the customer. But this is where we are. It's already happened. It has been there for 2 decades at least, until we understood that we have churn from the misalignment of the customers, from the customers who are not our ICP, and so on. So, who should be in the charge of the relationship? Both sales and customer success. But customer success really rely on sales more here because they know how it's important. So, what we can do in order to salespeople feel that it's also important to collaborate? First of all, it starts with the leadership, with CEO. Yeah, that the CEO should push teams to collaborate, to explain that, hey guys, we are not competitors, it's a team sport. Have you seen ever Cristiano Ronaldo and Sergei Ramos from Real Madrid club competing with each other and telling who is the best and who is the most important for the team? No, it's 2 different functions that they are doing on the field. But for some reason in SaaS, when you start doing your job, you forget about this. And at first, CEO start pushing this dialogue. Then whoever is under the CEO who is involved in sales and customer success should push it further. Start with words, with reminders, with explaining to your team member, each individually, on one-on-one, go to the call, and if you know that there was some conflict or some situation, talk about this. It's important, but of course not blame someone, but talk how important it's to collaborate. And after some time, not after the week, but maybe after 6 months, you will see that there is a dynamic and it has been changed. Then the next thing that it would be ideally to do is that customer success can and should be involved in sales stage. Yeah, because they can advise if actually this product will work for this customer. And if on this moment you're the CEO and you're worried that the sales will slow down, then you will need to understand that okay, they might slow down, but then you will have much less churn. Otherwise, you're trying to play safe and it's not benefiting you because then the churn will increase. So the thing that you can't explain to your investors why it's slowing down and what you have changed in your policy and how it will benefit, it's your job, not ours. Don't play safe. You have started SaaS. You have now a lot of responsibilities. So please do them. Explain to the board and let sales and customer success do their thing. So yeah. Start with this. Ideally, also, it would be nice if salespeople would be responsible for their churn. If the conversations are not working, only in this case, if they're working, if there are already processes established, if the salespeople are understanding and they are starting collaborating, that's fine. Actually, I realized something, but maybe it will be another episode, that I think that CEO should own churn. When it will start, I think some of the problems in SaaS will disappear because the CEO will be interesting for all of the people to collaborate. The same thing when product is releasing, CEO is making sure that everyone is collaborating when the product is releasing. Marketing, sales, customer success, operations, QA, engineering. We're all collaborating when product launch and whenever update there is coming. The big one. So when this will happen, I think that the sales and customer success collaboration will also improve because basically then we all will be tied to one goal and metric. Again, start with conversations from CEO down to other executive, down to the team members. Talk. It's okay to remind people about the same thing 100 per month, per quarter, per day, and so on, because that's how we all remember information. There should be rules, there should be strategies, there should be framework. They should come from the place of we want to collaborate because that's how we all win, not sales or customer success win. That would be the good for the company, for the business, not for some individual team. And that will be good for the customer. That's the most important. The sales go not to the leads. They want also to acquire customers. Yes? That's how it works. So if conversations are not working, choose one metric, ideally it can be churn, that will make both teams collaborate together and will make them care about the customers and what's happening once the deal is signed. And maybe last but not least, I think that of course operation side, like revenue operations, sales operations, customer success operations, whatever you name this department, also should be involved and create the tools and alignment that helps both teams to log their conversations, to add all of the information. And you also need to remember that when you're placing the big quota, big target on the sales team, but also you want them to log all information, that's not possible. Of course, they will go to hit the big target and they will forget and they will not log any information, because for these things to be done, you need to have the time, you need to have the room to do more. You can't do more. What the people should do they should overwork? Then they will be burned out. So make sure that your targets are realistic so the people can do also another job functions. And one of them is adding information into the CRM, logging the calls, make sure that everything is in the place. Of course, you can go to very expensive automation tools, but we all know that CEO founders also would like to save some money. So if you would like to save some money and you understand that some automations are not affordable for you at this stage, then also think with your VP of sales, head of sales, CRO, whatever, who is in charge of sales, okay, how we will place realistic target goals and make people also to do another job that it is important. So let's wrap up this episode. Right now, still, sales and customer success in 2025 relationship are hectic. It's happening for millions of the reasons and continue to happen. Historically, sales were the first department that was already the part of the SaaS ecosystem. Then the customer success was born. So initially, it's already became I think that customer success is an appendix to the sales and just are covering post-sales customer journey. The leadership nowadays are not helping for the teams to collaborate, and that's the bad thing. Executive should be in charge of teams to collaborate. It should start with conversations on one-on-one with each of the sales and customer success team members. You should not place, ideally, sales and customer success under one boss, especially if this boss has more sales experience, because then it will lead to not equal relationship from the beginning. Then, if nothing is working, the best thing you can do is tie their teams to one goal. And I think that churn is a nice metric to have. I don't think that you should find a sales team. I think that finance in the workplace is just horrible, but have one goal, one OKR, one whatever metric, or how do you track your goals in the company? There should be. And you need to add all of the rules, procedures, and frameworks and make sure that both teams are following them. When there is a conflict that's happening, you need to start with reminding the team that they are team players, like on the football field. They are not competitors, and there is no to compete inside of the organization. The only thing that you can compete is to your competitor on the SaaS market. So don't push people to compete with each other in the organization. It will give very short-term results, but in the long term, it will kill your organization. So yes, this is what I'm thinking about sales and customer success relationship. Let me know how it's happening right now in your team. What do you think about sales? Have you ever touched the sales as a customer success? And what do you think the future of sales and customer success look like? Thank you for being with me here, and I will see you next time.